Gunshots are flying again in the cold hills of Kashmir, as if the pure essence of peace just got boring. India and Pakistan, two old rivals with strong armies, are back at it again. They're blaming each other, talking tough on TV, and holding on to old grudges like it's some kind of family feud that never ends. Everyone watching from outside acts like it's the first time, even though it's the same script as last season. They keep repeating it over and over again. Now here comes the big bully US. I swear the US is just that frat guy at a party that just wants everyone to fight. Jumping in again to help. But it's not just about stopping the present fight. There's also deals to be made. Soldiers are lining up and the citizens are getting nervous again. Who wouldn't, honestly? But let's be real. There's a long story nobody wants to talk about. Well, let's talk about it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's another rise and fall story. Okay, now, when the British said they were leaving South Asia in 1947, everything in South Asia kind of went off the rails. They rushed to split the place into two countries, India and Pakistan, without thinking much about how that would affect them. In places like Punjab and Bengal, the new borders cut through most homes, farms, and towns that had been around since heaven knows when. God, that sounds like my house. I'm sitting right on the county line, so my living room is in one county and my kitchen's in another. And with this, families were scattered far and near overnight. Millions of people had to pack up and leave, trying to get across to the right side, end quote. A lot of them had to walk for days, or ride in packed trains, or cram into trucks. I honestly hope none of them were claustrophobic, because that does not sound fun. The whole situation turned into hullabaloo. What is hullabaloo, guys? It's a legit word. I've never heard this before. Anyway, whatever the situation was, it turned into hullabaloo. Violence eventually broke out, and close to 1 million people died in the chaos. The people in charge really messed up big time. The British just thought, okay, let's split Hindus and Muslims on a map. But they didn't really get how deep those divisions had become, or how many people lived in mixed areas. It blew up right away. One of the worst spots was Kashmir. A Hindu king ruled over mostly Muslim area, and he didn't want to choose between India or Pakistan. Naturally, it's like choosing over a favorite child. That led to fighting between local militias. It got so bad that the United Nations had to step in and draw a line to stop the war. But even with the new borders, the two sides couldn't really untangle from each other. They'd shared so much history, language, food, and culture, it wasn't like flipping a switch. People in Pakistan felt proud to have their own country, but some also felt like they'd lost something bigger. And in India, a lot of people were hurting too, but thought maybe the split was needed to keep things safer. But don't you ever wonder, what if they hadn't split? What if they'd taken more time or found another way to sort things out? Who knows where that butterfly effect would lead us? After that, India and Pakistan started heading in totally different directions. India worked on building a democracy, trying to grow its economy and set up schools and factories. Pakistan was more focused on religion from the start, but it had a rough time with leadership. Governments kept failing and the military often stepped in. Even basic amenities like water became something to fight over. They signed an agreement in the 60s to share river water, but anytime there was a drought, the arguing started up again. Weird. Trades weren't even close to successful because most times borders were shut down, businesses lost money, and the hatred for each other just got worse. Over the next 50 years, things didn't calm down. They went to war 3 times in 47, 65, and 71, and had lots of smaller backyard community fights too. Kashmir stayed stuck, with neither side giving in, and the war got bigger with spying, threats at sea, and so on. Back during the Cold War, things got even messier between India and Pakistan, and in the 50s, the US leaned towards Pakistan to keep the Soviets out. But later, when China started rising, the US got closer to India instead. Every time Washington changed direction, either India or Pakistan felt like they were being back, or left out. No country could ever help fix the Kashmir mess. Schools on both sides taught their own version of what happened, and those who lost touch with family during the split still held on to hope of seeing each other again. But those hopes pretty much stayed hopes. You know what I mean. Then, this year, there was a deadly attack. Militants shot and killed a bunch of tourists in a reserve park of Kashmir. Naturally, people in India were angry and wanted something done about it. Then the government acted fast, launching airstrikes within days. They said they were hitting camps across the border. Pakistan insisted that homes got hit too. But here's the question. Did India act because of the issue at hand, or was it more about politics at home and keeping the crowd happy? Well, in response, Pakistan launched its own attacks, and they actually went head-to-head. Ground forces started shooting too, and 2 days, count them, 2 full 48 hours. A lot of people were dead, and thousands ran from their homes with whatever they could carry. And just like that, another weird war had started. The same cycle again and again and again. The people caught in the middle were the ones paying the price, not the leaders. As System of a Down says, why do they always send the poor? It always seems like things settle down for a bit, then one spark kicks it all back up. It's the same story every time. Local hotels and businesses in Kashmir have all shut down, and everyone is on their heels. Farmers living near the borders have packed up, letting their crops freeze in the fields. Local shop owners couldn't get supplies anymore, so now doctors and nurses are trying to help people with barely anything to work with. China, as usual, has sent some ships out for drills to show it had Pakistan's back. Russia offered to step in and host emergency talks. Even Nepal and Bangladesh started speaking up, telling both sides to chill. But something tells me that India or Pakistan are not actually gonna listen. They don't even look like they're going to slow down for a bit. A recently leaked message shows that India and Pakistan had full plans ready for a 5-day war. And I know you're trying to predict who'd win. Well, aid groups are already preparing the worst case scenario, and the religious leaders are already asking for peace, but who's listening? As Megadeth says, peace sells, but who's buying? They're both more fired up than ever. It's the closest South Asia has come to a real war in years. The US has already withdrawn its citizens from both countries, and diplomats have been sent straight to New Delhi and Islamabad. That's fun to say, Islamabad. The message is simple: cut it out, or lose American support. That included military support and aid, Islamabad. I'm having so much fun with that word, I swear I'm gonna use it every day now. On Friday, May 10th, India and Pakistan agreed to pause. No new attacks overnight. They lined up a meeting between their top commanders at the Wagah-Attari border. Yeah, the fighting has paused a bit, but the core problems haven't gone anywhere, which means probably more fighting in the future. Both countries have bought some time, but that was about it. Kashmir is still the big issue in the middle, and both sides were dug in. To calm things down, the US has come up with a 2-part deal. 1. They've told India they'd speed up defense contracts as long as they'd stop fighting. At the same time, they offered support funds to Pakistan, but this isn't going over well. Some Indians are upset, saying the US is acting like both sides are equally at fault. Well, just the other day, gunfire and mortar rounds were back in some spots near the border. Well, how long can this kind of uneasy peace even last? So, for now, both sides have stayed careful, probably because they know another blow-up would just ruin whatever little progress they've made. Even with all the effort so far, this isn't real peace, it's just a break. The US did enough to stop the worst of it, but if there's no real talking between India and Pakistan, it's only a matter of time before something sparks again. Wars often end up with the fall of great empires, states, and people. And let's just hope this doesn't escalate. Well, you know the saying, the higher the rise, the harder the fall. And everyone out there in India and Pakistan, take care of yourselves. My heart goes out to you.